today, in case you were wondering the color theme. It's flowers. And we're going to start off with a song that many of you know. It's called I Release and I Let Go.
Got to get set here. You all know this, I think. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can see, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith I feel my life. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith I feel the strife. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
I am the Reverend Medora Gordon, and this is Unity in Marin. We are indeed free in the Spirit, and all of us are welcome. Every single solitary one. No matter how we look, no matter where we are on our journey, no matter what our size or shape or color, all of us are welcome in this place. As we come together now this morning, this is all about the memories we have today. It's all about the people we know and love. Some are with us, some are not. It's all about remembering, keeping in mind all of those that we love, always have loved, and always will love. So as we come together in the silence, let us remember. We are free in the Spirit. We are one, and we are grateful. And so it is.
Open to the presence now. Love is in this place. Open to peace and grace. Open to the presence now. Love is in this place. Open to the light within. Feel God's peace and grace.
Oh, you're all here still. You didn't hear me singing, did you? Good morning, Unity in Marin. Good morning. That's right. I'm Tom McAuliffe. I'm worship assistant today, chief cheerleader of today's experience. You're in for a wonderful experience today. Great message, great music, great companionship. On the screen behind me, you'll see one of the crown jewels of Unity in Marin, our children's program. Touch into the child within us right now to recognize that's us. That's us in our expression right here, right now. If you know any families that are looking for a safe place to bring their child for a deepening of spirit in their lives, please recommend the Unity in Marin Children's Program to them. Because we are a spiritual community committed to authenticity and the expression of love and support for each other in living an awakened, enlightened life. Let's state that together. We are a spiritual community committed to authenticity and the expression of love and support for each other in living an awakened, enlightened life. Amen, amen, amen. We have 3 core commitments, and the first of those is to connect. So let's state that together. We connect with Spirit, inspiring each other, the community, and the world. Oh, we have a lovely opportunity to connect this coming Wednesday with Karen Drucker. This room will be full and it will be jumping, and Karen will be bringing spirit into every cell of our being with her music and her message. So please come out for this Wednesday at 7:15. And then I'd like to ask Reverend Tim to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you. A friend of mine from Mayapur, India, Padmanayana Dasa Brahmachari. Padmanayana means lotus-eyed, like Krishna. Dasa means servant or servant of. And Brahmachari is someone who, as a monk, has dedicated their lives to living these amazing principles. And so he's coming from Mayapur, India. He's stopping first in Honolulu, but when he found out that I was here, he asked if he could come and stay with me for a few days, and if I would like for him to present with our wonderful spiritual community here. And I'm like, yeah. So this is an amazing opportunity. You don't often have someone coming from India to be here with us. He is the director of the Mayapur Institute, which is an international institute to help teach Vedic knowledge, Vedic literature, and help us to move deeper into spiritual principles, and he lives those principles. So please come and join us. That'll be at 7:15 on Wednesday, June 5th. Thank you.
We have the Unity Family Camping Adventure. This is the 4th annual, and for those who are not familiar with it, it's an opportunity to families get together. They're going to be going out to Duncan's Mills this year. Is that Duncan's Mills? Excuse me, up in the Russian River. And this year, everyone's invited. So if you want to get some camping experience and to spend time with Unity friends in nature, please sign up. Talk to Kevin and Lynn. I don't see Kevin in the room, but Lynn's back here. Lynn's back here. So find them, and that's July 11th through the 14th. Can I have Denise, our prayer chaplain, please come forward? Denise carries forwards the prayers of this community. And as you know, unity is a movement that's founded on prayer, the quickening of spirit in the heart. And if you've had a prayer concern entered into this box, we have a prayer team that will sit with your concerns for 30 days here. And then we forward those to Silent Unity and for another 30 days of prayer. Imagine that, 60 solid days of light being brought into your life. Thank you, Denise. And we also have lit the Christ candle here, which is to remind us all of the light that's within us. Take that in, the light within us, as we enter our reading today. Today's reading is from a book by Mirabai Starr called The God of Love. And the theme is about integrating the light of love in all experience and finding the blessing in all experiences. So just take a breath and rest in the chair. Close your eyes if that makes you feel more centered, and just listen to these words. There are two things that are guaranteed to hook you up with the God of love. One is sorrowing and the other is rejoicing. And you do not need to go searching for either. They are written into the architecture of human experience. Youth and beauty ripen and decay. The man you long for is obsessed with someone else. The woman you fell in love with has sold her soul to alcohol. Someone with whom the fabric of your own life is interwoven passes away, and your heart unravels. The foundation drops out from under you. How can you possibly live in a world without your loved one in it? Then, in the midst of this unbearable anguish, as you sit in the sanctuary during the memorial service and the people around you lift their voices in harmony, singing prayers to the God of love, a light begins to seep into the torn places, and you find yourself illuminated. Your soul is magnified, infused with sweetness. The wings of invisible advocates enfold you and hold you. And in spite of your wish to follow your loved one to the other side, you are welcomed back into the human family. Your rightful place here on earth made clear and sanctified. At the heart of your deepest loss, you discover your forgotten wholeness. At the heart of your deepest loss, you discover your forgotten wholeness. Bring these words into your heart and open in the silence. the heart of your deepest loss, you discover your forgotten wholeness. And so it is.
So for this song, we would appreciate it if you would not clap, but if you would feel, and if you will watch us and may join in if it starts to feel comfortable to you at any time. It's called Return to Me.
Return to me, return to me, with every breath, return, and begin with me, with every breath.
Thank you, choir. Beautiful. And it's wonderful to have all of you here with us on this Memorial Day weekend and hold all those memories that have helped to make us who we are. And we appreciate who you are. And if this is your first time here, I'm Reverend Tim Lytle, Senior Minister here at Unity in Marin. And if this is your first time here since I've been here, I welcome you back. And whoever you are, wherever you are from, welcome home. We have ushers who are coming forward with packets of information about this spiritual community. If this is your first time here or first time since I've been here, would you raise your hand and we will bring you information. Thank you for being here. Thank you. It's a joy to have you here. There's a number of people. I've gotten to meet some of you I haven't. It's so wonderful to have you back. Thanks for coming back. You came last week, was it, by accident looking for a workshop that was at Unity in San Rafael? Or Unitarian in San Rafael. And thank you for coming back. I was praying that you would. Thank you. All right. Good. Is it Angela? Miranda. Miranda, thank you for coming. And all of you who are new, I look forward to meeting you at the end of the service. I will be in the back this time. Reverend Medora will be in this doorway as she will be close to her new office, which is being built. And yeah, right? We're going to give her a little privacy. I don't know. And so those of you who are new or new again, there's a form on there. If you would like to fill that out, you can put that in the offering plate or you can take it out to the courtyard. But I want to introduce, and I'd love for our love streamers to know this as well. You might ask, this is something really new, and you might ask, how new is this? How new is this? This is so new. We don't even have a slide for it yet. This is so new. I was working on it yesterday to get it set up, okay? So, those of you who are new, or new again, what you can do is, and we'll have a slide eventually that will give us this number, and here is our texting number. Whoops, wrong one. Okay, get to the right one. There it is. All right. And here is our texting number. Same area code as here, 415. And then I try to make this easy, 991. So if you have your cell phone and you're new or new again, you can, on your messages, on your text, open this up, 415-991, you love streamers too, 7111. 415-991-7111. And if you open that up and just send the text, welcome, just write welcome and send that. Is anyone doing that right now? Okay, right here, Tom is doing that. And right up here, Mary's doing that. So just do that. And when you send the text welcome, you will get a text right back immediately. Did you get it? And it shows our logo, and it's welcoming you, and it's asking, if you will, give your first name, your last name. If you'd like to receive emails from us, give your email address. If you would like to receive text messages from us, which will be immediate, and we can stay in touch and in contact, you can put your mobile number, and we can just stay in touch. You got it? Thank you. Give me a high five, Mary. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. Thanks. All right. Thank you, Claire, and others who are doing that. And if you are a regular here or want to be a regular, same number, okay? What is it? 415-991-7111. And so if you're a regular here and want to get in on the loop, get emails or text messages or both to keep you in the loop, just text to that number the word loop, L-O-O-P. And you'll do that, and you'll immediately get a text message with a little... You didn't get it?
I got it right, and the text comes back, and it says, welcome, tap below to share your contact info. And so we tap that address below.
Did you hit submit? Pardon me, while I do this is live DP. Welcome, tap below. So it's not working on yours, huh?
Tap the website, right? Okay, we got it started.
We will get this. We will get this. This is so new. How new is it? We don't even have a slide. So we will get this all worked out so that we can stay in touch. And it is so good to have all of you here. Thank you for being here. And we have wonderful love streamers. And let's wave to all of our love streamers. Thank you for joining us today. We love you. And I want to give a blessing, okay? Can we get our hands going here? I want to do a blessing for all of our new people and for all of us. So there's going to be collateral blessing. We're going to be blessing our new people, but all of us in between are going to get blessed too. So there's collateral blessing. Repeat after me. We bless you. We bless you. We recognize who you really are. We recognize who you really are. You are the love and light of God. You are the love and light of God. Here on this planet. To do amazing things. And we are here to support you, to love you, to celebrate you. Welcome to Unity. All right, thank you.
I was going to try to say something funny, but I got nothing. But think about that. Your phone in church. I mean, if you get that message, you see it comes back from a group called Text in Church. And I'm sure all of you have been doing that anyway, but now you have permission. That was the joke, by the way. I knew it was in there somewhere. Okay. We have a second core commitment, and that is to grow. So let's state that together. We grow in consciousness through education, healing, and prayer. Amen to that. We have Jess Betha doing an ongoing class based on Paul Hasselbeck's book called Get Over It, The Truth About What You Know That Just Ain't So. And it's a brilliant exploration of the words we use and the paradigms that we've held on to that may not be working any longer. So check out Jess. That's an afternoon workshop. It happens on Tuesdays, and it starts this Tuesday. Now, I got to tell you something. Last week I was exploring some new teaching modalities, and I came across a teacher that does this thing called NLP. And I've known about that for a while, but I've never actually spent much time with it. And I said, that might be a thing for me to look into. And I walk in here, and guess what? There's an NLP teacher that's going to be here on Friday, this coming Friday. So, prayers answered. How do you like that? Prayers are answered. And then while I'm waiting, I'm going through, at the end of the first service, one of the congregants in the earlier service said, I led the NLP program here in Marin County for a number of years. So there's three for three. That's really good. So NLP, if you don't know, is neuro-linguistic programming. Try to say that once. Neuro-linguistic programming. And it's a wonderful way to unwind and reconnect. So look for that with Mr. Carl Buchheit. Dr. Carl Buchheit. And then Reverend Tim has started up the Unity Way of Life class. Turns out the classes are archived, so if you've missed any of them, you can go on to the Unity website and take a look at that. The next live class will be June the 2nd. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the Unity in Marin, you need to take all 3 of those classes. But if you just want to get a refresher on the basics of Unity, that's a wonderful way to go about it. Now, please rise as you're able, and let's sing out our statement of truth.
There is only one power, only one presence. I've been all my life, and in the universe, God the good in all, through all, and over all. There is only one power, only one presence. I've been all my life, and in the universe, God the good in all, through all, and over all. Hallelujah, 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 So all I can say about this next song is it rocks and you'll know it.
Maria.
Thank you, choir, and Jason, and Sister Act. And it is so good. Thank you so much, Cindy Acker. And it's so neat to hear these people sing and to know about their background, getting to know them through the tables of eight and other ways. You know, school teachers and software designers. I mean, you see software designer up there, shaking it. And it's like, thank you, Lucille. And it's so awesome. What a wonderful community. And what I've been learning in these tables of eight, I've been hearing how wonderful past ministers have been. Reverends Candy and Richard and Bill, and how they've touched our lives. But the overriding message that I've been hearing is about the community. It's really the community here that has drawn a lot of people together, which is a relief to me. Because that means if I mess up, there's still the community to pull it all together, right? And it is such an amazing community. And so we are so grateful that you are here. And as we gather as community, I see the flag flying through the window. And typically, when I was living in Wichita, Kansas, I would go to the cemetery with my mother. And we would decorate the graves. There would be flags on the graves of those family members who were veterans. And we would leave flowers and things on all the graves. And I understand, I get it, that they're not really there. Their body has been placed there, but who they are is no longer there. But it gives me a place to celebrate them and to remember them. And what I would do is I would have some sort of ceramic container and artificial flowers so they would last. And I would put those at my father's grave. And since we moved to Honolulu and then moved here, that pot of flowers has followed me. I take it with me. So it's moved across the ocean twice now. And it's up here beside the candle. The candle is representing all of our loved ones and those who've given their lives in service to our country. And then there's, some of you can't see it. Okay, so these purple and white flowers, I would put these at my father's grave every year. And it's just a point of contact. It's just a connection, a point of contact. And so I've carried it with me wherever I go. And so it's a way of remembering, because there's great power in our memories. There's great power of all those ways in which people have touched our lives. And at the beginning of this message, I just want to pause and first express thanks for all of those service people who have given their lives, given their all for us. I'm thinking, this is the first time I'm doing a memorial service on what was a military base, what was a military chapel. I think of the families who have given their sons, their daughters, and those children who have lost mothers and fathers in service. And, in the last couple of years, we've sometimes heard some disparaging remarks about immigrants. Of course, immigrants are what have made this country. In many ways, I know the Native Americans, the Indians, were here before us, and they were immigrants as well. We've all been immigrants. And did you know that there's a lot of people who serve in our military on a green card wanting to use that as a path to citizenship. And did you know a lot of people who are immigrants have given their lives? And did you know that out of all the different ethnicities, there's all kinds of ethnicities, there's Muslims, there's Jews, there's all kinds of people who serve in our military. But did you know that the largest number of immigrants who've given their lives are from Mexico? Sometimes we've heard disparaging remarks about people from Mexico. That's not fair. That's not unity. I want us to just pause for a moment of silence for all of our service people, whatever their color, even if they were put in separate battalions because they were because they were looked at as being different race. They gave their all. They gave their lives. We think about our loved ones who gave their lives investing in us, our loved ones who have passed on. And we think of all of those people who have touched our lives. Let's just have a moment of silence. We give thanks for all of these people, for their sacrifice, for their love, for their dedication. We remember them. We may not know their names, but whatever their race, whatever their native language, whatever country they came from, we remember you. We thank you. We're grateful for your sacrifice. We remember all of our loved ones who have passed. Whether we can be at their grave or not today, we remember them and hold them in our hearts. We give thanks for all the people who have touched our lives, and we think of the young people in India who were at a coaching facility where the building caught fire. Yesterday, I didn't hear any coverage of it on the United States news networks. Teens who leapt to their death to escape the fire. We hold them and all the people of the world. Knowing God of love, God of mercy, you embrace us all, you love us all. No matter what we are, no matter what our color, we are your outpicturing your presence. We give thanks. And we say together, and so it is. Amen. Today's message is about integration. Integration of all of those people who have touched our lives. You know, not everyone in our lives has been pleasant. Would you agree? How many people would agree that not everyone in your life has been pleasant? Would you agree? If everyone in your life was pleasant, you must have some really good karma action going. Because most of us have had some people that have been challenging. Most of us. I've, done work on myself over the years and embracing those memories, not resisting them. Jesus taught us, resist not. And he wasn't just saying, resist not your enemies. That is, don't, make a big friction and fuss. He was giving us a spiritual principle. Resist not, because what we resist persists. Let's repeat that together. What we resist persists. And the reason that's so is that it takes a lot of energy to resist. And when we give something energy, it grows. Isn't that interesting? So, I'm asking you to not resist your past, to not resist the pain that people may have inflicted on you. I don't mean just wallow in it, but embrace it, integrate it, own it, face it. That's countercultural. It's countercultural to face our pain. It's countercultural to face what is going on in our lives. We're taught, to escape it, to anesthetize it. I worked for years in psychiatry as a chaplain, doing counseling and groups. And one of the groups I worked with was geriatric psychiatry. Often they were people in a dementia process. And some of them had, and I am not putting down medication. Please don't misunderstand me. But a lot of them were on benzodiazepines, Xanax, Ativan, other things. And sometimes they were so over-medicated, and if you're on that and need that, wonderful, I'm not putting that down. But sometimes they were so over-medicated, and nurses would look at their history and all the losses that they have had in their lives, and they would come to me and say, we need you to work with this person to process their grief. And they would be so anesthetized, on so much anesthesia, they couldn't access their feelings. Our culture has been afraid of embracing feelings. I have seen people who have experienced a major loss, and 6 months later, people are saying, Are you over that now? As if you can somehow go back to the way you were. When you go through a major loss, things are never the same. They're never the same. And I'm not just talking about the loss of a loved one. I'm talking about the loss of a relationship. I'm talking about the loss of faith in humanity. I'm talking about the loss of one's own spiritual faith. Those are big losses. You're not the same. But what can happen is that those things, all of those experiences, help to go into making up who we are. I've recognized something recently. I like who I am. I love who I am. I like who you are. I love who you are. All of those experiences that we have had have gone into the making of who we are and how we show up in the world. So regardless of how bad some of that was, and some of it was, I was thinking about some teachers that I had as a child who shook me violently, who screamed at me in front of the class, who made fun of me in front of the class. I've gotten to the point in my life, and last night, I was sobbing as I was giving thanks for every single one of these people in my life. Because they've helped to create who I now am. That doesn't excuse what they did. I can't excuse that. And it doesn't let them off the hook for the responsibility of what they did. But it means I don't have to carry it. That's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is really not something you do for another. It means not having to carry the burden of that and embracing what has happened, realizing it's helped to make you into the marvelous person you are, that you are a person of worth, you are a person of value, and all these experiences that have occurred have helped to make who you are. Romans chapter 8, verse 28, Paul talks about all things work together for our good. I used to think, What? Really? But when we see that all of the events of our lives go into the making of who we are, then we begin to realize, oh, it is good. So wherever you have been and whatever you have gone through, whatever loss or grief you are experiencing, we honor where you're at. We honor how you feel. Sometimes when people come to Unity, because we're very positive spirituality and very affirmative, sometimes people get the mistaken notion that means, oh, that means I can't really be real. I can't show you how I'm really feeling. Can be further from the truth. When we've had these tables of 8 so far that I've been fortunate to be a part of, I've heard people sharing from their hearts, sharing from their past pain, sharing from some of those deep, holy places that are so sacred and private. And they trusted us to share it. And I realize what an amazing spiritual community this is for people to be able to be real, to be who they are, to be valued. And as I've shared, I've been in connection with a lot of churches. I've never found a church that has such a sense of strong community and being authentic and being able to be real and open with one another. That's something to be proud of. This is an amazing community. And in being the minister here, I just want to build on that. It's nice to know that if I mess up, and I will once in a while, it's my privilege, that this community, all of us together, it's from me to we, that all of us together can embrace one another and help each other right where we're at, in our grief, in our pain, and that goes for you virtual congregants as well. You are part of this. You're part of this amazing family. You're part of this love. We want you to be part of this. And we really express oneness. We really express what we are here to be. So I'm encouraging you to embrace all of your memories, to embrace all of those people. So last night, they lined up in my living room, and I was thanking each and every one of them for being in my life, including my abusers. And I realized I'm frickin' free. I'm not going to be tied down by resentments. I got too much to do in my life to be weighed down by resentments. So do you. I'm encouraging you to embrace what you are, to embrace what you've experienced, and to know that who you are is really good. It occurred to me this weekend that the more I can embrace the experiences of my life, the more I can love and appreciate who I am, because all of those events have gone into the making of who I am and how I show up. And when you know, as I know about you, that you are wonderful, you are the presence of God. Do you see it? Do you feel it? Do you know it? When you look at another, do you say, my God, it's God showing up? Even when they're not the most pleasant person to be around. Can you see it? Can you see that God sometimes wears a mask? And that sometimes those people who are the most irritable, the most difficult, are the ones who are most wounded? When we can really see that, we can love ourselves. We can love who we are. We can love how we show up in the world. That's why there's power in memories. It's celebrating who you are. It's celebrating what you are. And not being a victim anymore, but embracing all of it and showing up in the power and light that you are. You know, one of the things I'd like us to do is to get a bumper sticker. A bumper sticker for Unity in Marin. I'd like it to say this: come to Unity in Marin and get lit. We are the light of the world. We're here to help each other to get lit. We're here to shine that light, to be that light, to celebrate all those things in our lives. And whether you can be with all your loved ones this weekend, whether you can be at their graves, whether you can be at special services, we honor and embrace all those memories, all those events, all those people that have helped to make us into who we now are. We celebrate it because we celebrate us, knowing that we are frickin' free and we are the presence of God in action. Thank you. All right. Now the affirmations are so new that we don't have a slide for those either. We just have I do and I do not. Okay. It was kind of an office joke this week. So, if you'll just repeat after me. I am. Amazing. I am. The presence of God in action. I am free. I embrace the experiences, the people of my life, knowing they make me into what I am. And that is frickin' amazing. So it is. Thank you. All right. There we go. Here we go, ushers. Come on out. I see them looking at each other like, do you know when we're supposed to go up? No. Don't have a clue. All right. So as we share from our hearts, and maybe, and I'll be writing my check out, and what I'm going to do in the memo is I'm going to put the name, this is me, I'm going to put the name of my father in memory of Harry O. Lytle. Maybe you want to give in memory of someone. Make this your memorial gift. But let's just take a deep breath. Breathe into that as you get your tithes and offerings ready. Place it in your hands or over your heart. And repeat after me. I give from abundance, from joy, and gratitude. And so it is. Amen.
As we give, so we receive. Richly we live in one golden week. There is nothing that we can lack. We give from love. Love gives it back. So this song, I picked a couple of songs that had to do with Mary or women because it's May. And this song was rewritten by Bobby McFerrin, who took Psalm 23 and dedicated it to his mom because he felt that she represented the things that have to do with Psalm 23, and so we hope that you'll enjoy this one.
Thank you. I love that. I first heard that sung by Spiritus from Unity of New York. It's a beautiful song. Ushers, if you would come forward. At the end of the service, I'll be back here. Reverend Medora will be over here. And by the way, those of you who texted that number, Liv tried it again. The second time it went through, you know? So yours went through. Good. So don't give up. We're so glad you're here. You can always turn those in live right over here at Maddie's table in the hub. So as we extend our hands to this offering, we bless this offering in the consciousness that it represents infinite substance of which there is never any lack or limitation of any kind, circulating and celebrating the light that we are. That we are the light of the world. Let's get lit. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Tim. Appreciate that. Thank you, choir. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Cindy. What a beautiful service. Thank you for the choir. Let's get lit. Okay. All right. I'm with you on that. Light it up. We have a third core commitment. It's on the screen behind me. Let's state that with enthusiasm. We serve Spirit, the community, and the world with love, joy, and a sense of adventure. Yes, the adventure continues in the Unity offices. It's closed tomorrow, and it's closed on Tuesday for remodeling. So you can serve us by having a good time and showing up on Wednesday. Do we have any knitters and crocheters in the room? I recently learned that knitting and crocheting is actually really good for the brain. That small motor activity really stimulates part of the brain that invigorates it. So there's a prayer shawl ministry that's taking place here. This is one of many prayer shawl ministries around the world. And the prayer shawls are being knitted by our members of our community. Christine Slate's leading that up. If you have an interest in being a part of that, please seek Christine out and show up on Friday the 7th in the bride's room in the morning for your knitting and crocheting experience. Reverend Tim mentioned Tables of 8, a wonderful opportunity to get together with other members of this community, get to deepen connection with them. And if you haven't participated in that, sign up in the courtyard and find a table to join. A lovely opportunity to have dinner with friends. We also, you'll see in the courtyard a huge board out there that Pamela was there earlier talking about the garden that we're going to be building around the playground outside. And it's, if you haven't seen it, at least the plans for it, it's fantastic. And we need some sponsors to help provide plans for that, so check that out. Our flower sponsor today is Kurt Ware in honor. Happy birthday, Hollis, with love from your dad. Kurt, thank you for that. And Christine Slate is sponsoring hospitality in the courtyard today in memory of Peggy Slate, who opened her home to everyone. And Christine offers that to us today, too. Would the prayer chaplains please rise? Angels amongst us. They'll help you get lit, so seek them out in the sanctuary after services for your prayers, your joys, your concerns. Thank you, prayer chaplains. Let's all rise and sing out our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Amen to that. Please hold hands and let's sing our peace song.